This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Hello. I've been looking forward to this. Mona Singh is here. What's up, Mona?
Hello, Hrishi. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
You and I can see why. When you enter a room, it just lights up.
Really?
It's just lovely.
Thank
it's just
you.
lovely.
Thank
and that's
you.
a very unique quality, my dear. It's a wonderful, wonderful. Speaking of which, you're surrounded by mad Parsis these days.
Totally.
Have you managed to keep your sanity, my dear?
Oh, well, I'm called silly too now.
The reason we're saying all that is Silly Pond Productions is laughter therapy as Mona. Actually embracing all these wonderful Parsis, Danish Irani, Danish Khambata, and this and that. So, 5 characters? Is that it?
6.
6?
Yeah.
Wow, I stand corrected. And how did you manage to fall for this?
It's always very exciting to try different things, and it's what exactly keeps me going all the time. So being on stage is something that nothing can replace. So when they approached me with the script, I first asked for a hard copy. They wanted to meet me for a reading instantly. I was like, no. I was very nervous. I was like, no, I'm not meeting you guys for a reading. First, let me read it. So yeah, I read it at home and I loved the script and I jumped at it. I called them up and I said, I love it. Let's do it. So I've been rehearsing since a month and a half now, but every day in town. And these townies don't even agree to come to Bandra. So all the way from Andheri, I have to go to town and rehearse for 4-5 hours and then get stuck in the traffic for 2 hours and go back home.
And it's not like TV where you get paid for conveyance.
No, not at all.
I hope they at least give you some dhansak and some great Parsi food.
Always. Raspberry and dhansak and farsan, everything.
That kind of makes up for it. But really, are you that easy to sign? Or are you that difficult to sign? Do you always insist on a bound script? I mean, can you do that with television these days? I know back in the day it wasn't possible, but things have changed in cinema. So I imagine in television too. So is that happening? Have you always insisted in the entire bound script, taking it home, reading it, and then making a decision?
See, I can do that with films and plays, but you can't do that with TV. So what happens when you say yes to a show on TV, you got to listen, you got to go for the narration, because there is no such bound script. The script keeps changing with the ratings that you get, which is every Thursday. So, but yeah, the storyline is pretty much the same. The tracks keep changing. So yes, I am choosy. I'm very choosy, which is why I've not done too much of TV. I took to hosting and did a lot of other things around it. But I am a bit choosy.
And you're really so good even at the hosting thing. I remember seeing you on Jhalak. Jhalak, was it?
Jhalak, yes.
Yeah, you're so good. I mean, you won it and then...
I won it and then I hosted it as a winner.
Yeah, so it's a little problematic having so many options and so many talents. It's not like me who has just this one single talent.
Please.
And I can get onto it. People like you will always have a problem because you have, you can do these multiple things. So the rehearsal experience, tell me that. They always say that the journey is more important than the end. I'm not saying that the theatrical production and when you're finally staging it is not important. That is. But this seems to have been so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it is always very exciting. Rehearsals are a lot of fun. We rehearse for 2 hours, 3 hours. And then when we feel that, okay, now we are brain dead, we need to take a break. And that is a time where all of us, break into those childhood games. We get into lock and key, who killed King John. And then we get into hide and seek. We play for an hour and a half, burn some calories also while running and laughing a lot. And then get back to rehearsals. So yeah, I go back home happy and satisfied that, oh, today was brilliant. But it's just never enough. You can never say that, okay, today I learned it all. Next day is a new day. There are new mistakes that you make, and the director points out. Mehrzad is very sharp. So he keeps telling me, Mona, say this properly. Voice modulation is very important. Don't take a pause here. Be fine, be correct, be this, be that. So yeah, it is very exciting. Coming from TV and coming from other mediums, there's a lot to learn and unlearn when you do theatre. So that is very challenging. When it comes to TV, it's all about close-ups. But when you're on the stage, it's about your body language. It's about what you're emoting. The person in the last row should also be able to feel that. So yeah, it's tough, but it's very exciting.
Lovely. And can I be your knight in shining armor and beat up the Danish who's troubling you? Which Danish is that? Is that Irani or Kannan?
Danish Irani, bloody hell. Takes away my phone every time we rehearse. He hides my bag somewhere. All these boys trouble me a lot, but I'm loving it.
Okay, Vinay, who does the camera work, will be very, very very happy. So mandatories now. We're streaming live audio online across the nation on www.onecast.in, numeral 1cast.in. Only if you're not driving, please. If you're in the backseat of a radio taxi being chauffeur driven, then we're streaming video live now on facebook.com/radio1.mum, radio1.one.mum. And we're live on Mumbai radio sets on 94.3 on the FM band. Okay, Laughter Therapy, when is it on stage? Timings, please.
On the 3rd of June and the 9th of June, 3rd at St. Andrews, 7:30 p.m. and 9th at NCPA, 7:30 p.m.
You have no excuse not to go, guys. The lovely Mona's in it, playing multiple characters. Tickets are at Book My Show, right?
Yes, at Book My Show.
Back post Stephen Wolf, Born to Be Wild. Give us a couple of minutes. Enjoy the tunes. Stephen Wolf, Born to Be Wild. If you're a biker, you'd really love that one. And I'm very happy and proud to note that I have lots of biker listeners who plug in their headphones while they're on the highway. So ride safely, guys. Yo. Mona Singh is here. This is lovely. And like I've just tagged on a Facebook post, I've said she's vivacious, she's wonderful, and this is going to be quite a morning.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
So come on now. Tell me about all the characters. 6 of them.
Yeah, 6 of them. So I play an 18-year-old teenager to an 80-year-old Parsi auntie, a cop, a government employee where I'm this Maharashtrian lady. So I was asking Mehzad, what do? I don't understand Marathi or speak it. So he's like, go back home, observe your bai and come back the next day. I was like, okay. And I looked at my bai and she was going high pitch. Hey, mummy, ye kidhar rakhne ka hai? So I went back to the rehearsal. I was like, yeah, I got it. So he was like, yeah, I think you almost got it. So yeah, there's 6 characters. Did I mention all 6? 4. No.
You said the
Parsi auntie, 18-year-old
18-year-old
teenager, government employee, cop, a therapist. Therapist is what we start with in Act 1. And I'm dealing with 4 lunatics.
So what was the easiest to do and what was the most difficult to do? What is the kind of stuff that you could just roll out of bed and do effortlessly?
Effortlessly would be a Punjabi role, which I'm not playing. So
Which you're not playing. Yeah. You grew up in Chandigarh?
No, never. I don't know why people
why do people feel that way?
I'm not from Chandigarh. I have no relatives there. My dad was in the army, so we've been posted in all the remote areas of India.
Fauji girl.
And then he wanted to settle down in Pune. So that's where he's got his house, but I don't let them be there. So they live with me in Bombay.
Sweet. Amazing. And Pune, in any case, is a wonderful city. So
it is.
If you have a house there, you can always get away.
Exactly.
And the most difficult would be?
The role?
Yeah, amongst these six.
The therapist.
The therapist.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
It's not me. It's not me at all. I mean, none of the characters are me, but therapist is really tough because she is the one who's in command, in control, authority. She doesn't let people talk. She's sarcastic, which is just not me. So I every day I get very scared about playing the therapist, but Mehrzad keeps telling me, no, you're getting it right, you're getting this right, be more sarcastic, be more mean. I was like, okay, I'll try. So yeah, it is challenging.
And what do they call the therapist?
Dr. Bombay.
Why Dr. Bombay?
She represents the whole city.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's intense for a laugh, right?
Yeah. So she's got these 4 patients. One is a Christian, one is a Parsi, one is a Hindu and a Muslim, Maharashtrian and a Muslim. And Dr. Bombay represents the whole city and dealing with their mental issues. One is from Borivali and one is from Malabar Hill and, bringing the whole city vibe together in the play. So I think all the Mumbaikars should be there for a good laugh.
Sometimes when I see a comedy theatrical production, I wonder how the protagonists or the actors keep from laughing themselves on stage. Does that happen?
It happens all the time. And Mehrzad keeps telling me, Mona, stop giggling. I was like, what do I do? It is so funny. He's like, shut up. You got to be serious. The people have to laugh. I was like, okay. So I'm just waiting because, as an actor, when you're on stage, you got to take a pause when the audience are laughing, is laughing. So you got to understand that kind of timing, which I still have to experience. I have experienced in my previous play, but this is super funny. All the lines are funny. So we keep laughing every day. So I'm sure people will have a good time. And it's quite a challenge to take that pause, let the people laugh, and then take your line, hold the pose. So there's just so much to learn every day.
Which actually, preempts my next question, which is the difference between comedy theatre and comedy on television. Now, I noticed that there's a laugh track running in comedy television too. but that's added on later. It's not
Yes.
as though you wait for that laugh track to finish.
You don't, yeah.
Wow.
Not that I've done that on TV.
You haven't.
I haven't done comedy on TV. But yeah, this is very different. A director's job starts when the actor is in front of the camera. But when the actor is on stage, the director's job is over when it comes to theatre. So you are on your own. Your mistakes are yours. You cover it up on your own because people don't know whose line it is. So if you forget, you bloody move on and think of something else. So you are always on the edge, thinking quick and can't be lost even for a second. The audiences are with you, so you need to do something and have fun.
Wow, the interesting life and times of Mona Singh. And while I was trolling you, checking up on you online, you're not very active on social media. But I found on your Facebook, your personal Facebook account, that you took a trip with your mom to London. Is that
Yes, my parents
cool
to
is
London.
that?
I love it. They're my best friends. Yeah. I live with them. I share everything with them. I love holidaying with my parents. I took them to London and Scotland, and we were there for almost a month.
Did you get to go to Loch Ness, the Loch Ness
Loch Ness,
Monster?
of course. We went to the Loch Ness Monster. We went for the whiskey tour. We did everything possible. I took my mother and my father everywhere. We even attended a carnival. So everybody was surprised to see my parents there, and people were like, those locals in London were like, "You're here with your parents? There are like 2 lakh people here. Just better take care of them." I was like, okay, I'm under pressure now.
Wonderful. Okay, more conversation up ahead. Duran Duran Girls on Film comes on. We're streaming audio live across the nation. www.broadcast.in. Numeral 1CAST.in. 94.3 on the FM band on your radio sets here in Mumbai City. And streaming video live on Facebook.com/HRISHIKAY. That's HRISHIKAY on Facebook. Mona Singh is my guest of the day. Hang by. 9:28. If you're not in it for love, Shania Twain, Mona Singh is here. And I'm having a rollicking time. For those of you, theatre aficionados, Mona Singh fans, the wonderful Laughter Therapy, where she plays 6 characters, plays at St. Andrews in Bandra, the 7:30 p.m. premiere show on the 3rd. Then 9th again at the Tata Theatre NCPA, 7 p.m. Subsequent shows are at the Royal Opera House, but that's later in June. I won't tax your memory on that one. Tickets are online on bookmyshow.com. More conversation with that and other stuff.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
There's also Goan lady you play.
Oh yes, I forgot to mention that. Thank you.
Is she sweet matriarchal kind of aunties? Yeah, is she one of those?
Yeah, she is one of those. Pretty dominating. So there's this dialogue that I have to say, and I'm still struggling to get it right because I'm supposed to be really angry and dominating. Hey, Savio, talk to your brother, man. So yeah, we're working at it.
Well, one of the things that I need to tick off very desperately is come and see you in Unfaithfully Yours, the Ace Productions. And if I don't come to see that very soon, my head will be on the guillotine. And this is a threat from Royal Padamsi.
Really? Is that so?
I ran into her at the race course the other day, and she said, "You haven't come and seen the plays yet." And we're very happy at 94.3 Radio 1 also to support that. And we've been running contests through the day, and there's been great response on that.
Yeah.
This is really exciting for me, the fact that you worked with both the brothers.
Oh yeah, Rohit and Ronit.
Rohit Roy as well as Ronit Roy. In this particular play, it's Rohit and yourself.
Yes.
What's the play about?
So it's a play about meeting once a year. We are 2 married people, but not married to each other, bump into each other at a wedding, and we have an affair. And then we meet every year at the same time, same place, same hotel. And we decide to meet every year without, getting in touch with each other during the year. So it's just that particular date that we meet. And we age from till 65. So you see us change during the play. There are a lot of things that we discuss. We discuss families and kids, our problems, and yet we are in love with each other, never letting to, let go of each other. So you'll see a beautiful love story, which is also funny, intense. And I absolutely loved it when Rael approached me for the play. So I couldn't say no. As an actor, I love doing romantic stories. So this play is beautiful.
And also it must be getting some amazing reactions. Yeah?
Oh, yes.
In terms of the fact that people who turn around and say, "Oh, I had a flame. I wish I had followed through."
Yes. There's so many people who say, "Oh, wow, this is a brilliant idea. I shouldn't have come with my husband." I'm like, yeah, okay. But you're saying that in front of your husband. You're gone.
And there's just 2 of you on the stage throughout?
Yes, throughout.
Wow.
2 hours and we are there. constant.
And is it frenetic? Is the pace, something that's exhausting at the end of it? I know that you have to meet people because in theatre that's the way it works. People come backstage, give you their jappies and things like that.
Yeah.
But do you just want to go and sleep the whole of the next day if you have that luxury?
Yeah, well, if you have that kind of luxury, then I would love to do that. But mostly I don't get that kind of, afternoon siesta. But the play is pretty taxing. It's pretty intense. I have to cry a lot. I have to feel a lot. You got to emote a lot. You age. Your body language changes and everything happens. But after the show gets over and the kind of reaction you get from people, the standing ovation, it's just it's the most satisfying feeling. Nothing can take that away. And you feel so alive and overwhelmed. You want to meet people. You want to hear what did they feel. So there are just so many reactions we get and compliments we get. It's never enough.
Lovely. And the fact that you worked with Ronit on Kehne ko Humsafar Hain,
yes,
which is an old Balaji production, and the fact that you're working with Rohit whenever the play keeps coming up, what's the difference in the brothers' process? I mean, I've met both of them. I've interviewed both of them, and Rohit seems to be like the goofy, fun guy, joking around, fooling around, and Ronit seems a bit more serious, sincere yet serious. Am I right in my assessment, or am I way off?
Well, that is exactly what I also used to feel about Ronit before working with him. But you see, I'm a Libran, he's a Libran, and I've cracked that code. He's a very funny guy. But he's also very serious about his work. He loves to rehearse and rehearse again and get into a bit of method acting. He's that kind of a person. But I was like this bhai with him. So he's like, Mona, you're the only person with whom I'm this mad. I was like, okay, I'm glad to know that. But the funny thing is, I worked with both the brothers and I'm having an extramarital affair with both of them. Kehne ko Humsafar Hain, I'm the other woman. Unfaithfully yours, I'm the other woman. I'm like, okay, what is happening here? Is that a sign? They're like, shut up.
But why would you need all that in your personal life? A beautiful girl like you must be getting asked out so often. All the boys must be wanting to take you out.
Well, I never step out, Hrishi. I never meet anybody. I'm not social at all.
Come on, time to change that. But great stuff. And, speaking of which, the fact that I mentioned that you might not get an entire day free the next day. You're having back-to-back shows.
Yes.
That's the way it's going for both Laughter Therapy as well as Unfaithfully Yours.
Yes.
One day after the other.
One day after the other. And this is the first time that I'm going to be doing it. And I'm very excited. June is like full-on theatre month for me.
Okay, live audio online across the nation. If you have friends and family in other cities of India, www.onecast.in, numeral 1casc.i, and online 94.3 on the radio sets in Mumbai city only if you're not driving. If you're in the backseat of a radio taxi or you're being chauffeur driven at home or at the office, in front of a screen, we're streaming video live on Twitter at HRISHIKAY. Back in a couple of minutes with Mona Singh. It's Katie Tunstall, a Black Horse in the Cherry Tree. Black Horse in the Cherry Tree, Katie Tunstall, 9:37. Mona Singh is here. More chats.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
So let's talk about the Kehne ko Humsafar Hain. I mean, there's Ronit, there's yourself, there's Gurdeep. And apparently you did very well on Old Balaji. And this must be exciting for you. The fact that, you're an app easily accessible to anybody on their mobile phones.
Yeah.
Ekta's a friend.
Yes.
You have mutual love for each other. And she always finds challenging stuff for you to do.
Yeah, well, I've been fortunate enough because Ekta is a genius. Her storytelling, story writing is brilliant. So I remember when she approached me for the show, she said, Neena Gupta is writing something for us and I want you to be a part of it, and I'm thinking of Ronit Roy opposite you. So I wasn't really sure what is she talking about. So then she told me that it's the role of the other woman. So I was like, what? Hold on. I was like, on TV, I've been the wife who's crying and the husband's been cheating. I was like, so what are you trying to do? She's like, I'm trying to change that perception. You are the other woman. So I was like, okay. And she kept it very simple. She said, because you're the other woman doesn't mean that you are, negative. You're a negative character. She's like, it's you are a simple girl who is very ambitious and happens to fall in love with a married man. She's like, you're not wrong. So let people judge, let people figure it out, and you give your best. I said, okay. So I went with the flow. I love the story. I love the music. The song is very, very intense and it just grows on you. So yeah, we shot for 15 episodes, and I loved the journey. And Ronit used to keep saying, "Oh, I'm stuck with two Sardanis. Why is a Sardani?
Yeah.
The woman is a Sardani." I was like,
That's quite a coincidence.
Yes, it is. And both of us used to bully him. But yeah, people have really received it in a very positive way. I remember I was telling Ekta that, my mother wants to learn how to download an app and watch. So she's like, "What are you saying?" She said, "Mona, I told you all the women are going to learn, because this content is not available on TV anymore." Which is the fact. In the 90s and early 2000s, TV was really progressive, but now it isn't, and that is very sad. Because as an actor, you want to do something different every time you take up a show, which is not happening on TV. So I'm glad that Ekta came up with this idea, an app. People are downloading, people are watching. It's never. I never imagined that getting into a theatre or getting into a mall, people in Bombay would come up to me and talk about my character, which they saw on their phone. So I thought, it'll still take time for people to accept that there is an app and you got to download and do things and watch. But it just changed everything.
And it's fresh episodes thrice a week, apparently.
Yes.
which is really cool. The turnaround time is great.
Huge.
And things like that. Yeah.
Very soon we will be shooting for season 2, which is fantastic. And now I believe there will be like 20 or 25 episodes. So I'm
and in terms of that, all of you who rode that crest of successful television, and you were pathbreakers. I remember when Tony and Dia launched Just See and all those shows.
Yeah.
You guys became cultural icons, or youth icons at the time. But what's happened with television off late is that you have a character, you remember the character, and then they want new faces.
Yes.
Consistently, and there are kids who are coming in from small towns who are getting the work and things like that. A lot of the glory of the past TV stars has faded away because they've not kept themselves active. What I love about you is that you've kept yourself active year upon year upon year upon year. And is that a conscious decision, or is it just that you've been lucky enough to have these parts which keep coming your way and you're excited enough to pick them up?
Yeah, I think I've been fortunate enough to be in a position where I get to choose, I get to pick, I get to, take my breaks and yet come back and do some great shows. So yes, but it was a conscious effort that after Just See, I cannot do any other TV show because it's not going to be as big as that character. So I took a break from daily soaps, and I realized that I need to do something else. And I was fortunate enough to be, given this opportunity by Sony to be a part of Jhalak Dikhla Ja. And that is how I think I somehow managed to break the image of Just See, and people saw the real me. And I, of course, won the show, and then I became a host. I started hosting, and then I realized, okay, this is also my calling. Let's try this. So yeah, I've just been lucky. There's been work one after the other. There've been projects, and I've been busy.
Luck comes to them who work hard.
Well, yes, I agree.
It is so good at what you do. Listen, there's a last leg of conversation that's coming up. So if you have any questions or messages, I'm happy to bring it up. So even if you're just a fan of us and you just want to comment, please feel free. I will bring it up on the end of the show. So 1 space your comment or 1 space your question and your name to 53650. 53650 is the in-studio SMS line. On Twitter as well as Facebook, you can go to the search bar. You can type HRISHIKAY. I'll pop up. You can tweet out with your name, post on the timeline inbox on Facebook and facebook.com/radio1.mum, our official page. Any comment for Mona Singh, any question for her, I'm happy to bring it up on the timeline inbox, and you're good to go. Messages and back. It's 9:42. I'm Hrishikesh.
94.3 Radio 1.
What a song, Haley Steinfeld, and what a guest. I was saying this to Mona Singh off the air. I was saying that, her persona is such that it just creates happiness in people. And today, there's a living proof that she creates happiness in people's lives. I'm in the same room with her. Okay, lots and lots of messages from you guys. I'm really sorry. I'm going to read out one message, and the rest of you, I'm going to shout out to you, And so I did keep that part of the promise, which is shouting out to all of you. Last leg with Mona.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Radio 1.
Let me get my page right. Ananya Sanyal, good morning. Neha M. Gupta, good morning. Prakash Shinde, hi. Khushnoon Talati, good morning. Swapnil Vaingankar, good morning. Harish Tawani, what's up? Sanjana Rana, hi. Kapil Gupta, hello. Vipul Chavan. Neelakantan Govindan, he says, just see jaise koi nahi. Manoj Kumar, Vijay Venkatesh, thank you all of you. Kapil on Twitter. Tell Mona I've loved her in each and every episode of Entertainment के लिए कुछ भी करेगा. Her chemistry and nok joke with Vishal Singh and Kushna Abhishek was the highlight. She always looked the prettiest in Entertainment के लिए कुछ भी करेगा. Oh, lovely. Come on, relive that show, yeah? Huh?
Yeah, actually,
EKLKBK.
We used to say EKLKBK, sab theek hai? And we had a gong man on the show, you know. He was this huge, massive beam on our show. And if anybody failed to entertain within that 1 minute that they had, the gong man used to lift that person and take him out of the studio. It was the funniest show I ever did. Farah Khan, Anu Malik. It was a crazy combination. So, yeah, I really enjoyed doing that show. I think we did some 6 or 7 seasons of that. And I was just being me. I could never be formal. Hello, good evening, welcome to. I just couldn't do that. So every producer who cast me to be a host on their show told me, Mona, you just be yourself. I was like, okay, that's the best thing.
And you're still referred to as Jassi. My oh my.
You
said in Mumbai, it's only in Bombay that you're Mona.
Yeah.
The rest of the world still says Jassi.
Jassi, all the time. But it happened with me today at your studio. So this person walked up to me and he said, good morning ma'am, kya lenge? I was like, coffee. So he said, Jassi? I said, nahi, coffee. Nahi, aap Jassi. I was like, oh yeah. It was so sweet.
I remember you with sweet braces on. Jassi jaise koi nahi.
Yeah.
But think back of it, or is there no time at all to think back of it? I mean, the heady days, your first show. Did you want to be an actress at that time?
Always, Hrishi. Yeah. When I was in school, I had made up my mind back then, and I remember telling my parents, and they weren't really shocked to know, because I used to always participate in all the skits and dramas and modeling and wearing mama's saris at home and pretending to be an actress. So yeah, I've done all of that. My father's only condition was that you need to finish your graduation, and only when you get something concrete is when you move to Bombay. So after I got Jassi is when I shifted, and there was just no looking back. It was a big dream coming true. I saw my hoardings, I saw people going mad. It was just so overwhelming. I started crying, and I called up my dad. I was like, Papa, I don't know what to do. People are tearing my clothes apart. There were women walking up with their kids to me and wanting them to touch my feet and be like, Jassi. It was something else. I loved being Jassi. That journey was beautiful. Yeah. And it never happens to people, you know, that your first show becomes a success overnight. I loved it.
And then you needed a break from the show.
Well, yeah.
To get your bearings right.
Yeah,
happens, doesn't it?
It does. Of course. You're living that character for almost 2.5, 3 years. You're shooting for 20 hours, 18 hours every day. It's not easy.
Mona's on stage. The 3rd of June, St. Andrews, Bandra, the premiere of Laughter Therapy, where she plays 6 characters, 7:30 in the evening. Tickets are at Book My Show. Then, June the 9th, the Tata Theatre NCPA, 7 p.m. Same play, Laughter Therapy. Tickets are at Book My Show. Also, since we're official radio partners with Unfaithfully Yours, you will get show timings if you listen to us all through the day. There are also ticket giveaways going out, bits of, cast conversations. So, lots of Mona to look forward to. Listen, this has been a special morning. Thank you for rolling by.
Oh, thank you for having me here, Hrishi. I'm your biggest fan. I love listening to your show every morning. It's such a joy to be here. Thank you.
God bless you. Up ahead, some finance, some sport. Don't go anywhere.
94.3 Radio 1.